Hey everyone, Nancy Now's here with Hall Ballinger. We're at Benchmark Wealth Management, and Hall is an advisor here and has been here 5
Yep,
years-ish, somewhere in there. Who's
indeed.
counting?
And then this is Nancy, the CEO, owner of Benchmark, and also a certified financial planner and advisor here as well. She's been in the business a little more than 535.
That's right,
You couldn't
longer
tell
than
it,
Hall's
yeah.
been alive. We'll just say it like that. Well, today we want to help you think through savings. And everybody talks about it a lot, but we really want to help you with some questions that we get quite a bit. I'll start with this question. How much does somebody need in savings,
Yep.
generally speaking?
So, and this is one of the more foundational parts to a financial plan. And so, making sure you have the proper amount in savings is imperative to ensuring the next steps in the plan fall into place and don't get disrupted. In terms of how much you need, it's different for everyone.
Mhm.
We're always going to encourage have at least $1,000 if you're working to pay off debt. But if you do have that debt past you and you're working towards a fully funded emergency fund of the sort, we always want to encourage between 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. So, should you lose your job, we want you to be able to search for that next job, but not take the absolute next one you find, but the one that you're passionate about. Give yourself some time to recuperate from that loss of job. And you also want to think of what's the most um, disastrous thing financially that could happen. A lot of times it's replacing a roof or the transmission falls out of a car, some of that nature. Figure out, all right, if that were to happen, how much do I need in this bank account? And the reason for that is this money is not to be making you money, it's defensive. You want to make sure that this money is going to be there to ensure you never have to go back into debt ever again.
Yeah.
Anything you'd add?
No, I think that's great. And just to kind of emphasize what he said, 3 to 6 months of expenses in
Hmm.
savings. So you spend $5,000 a month, that would be 15 or $30,000 somewhere in there. If you're self-employed, we really recommend 6 months because stuff can happen. The other part about that, the whole how much do I need in savings is what is your comfort level? If you've got $30,000 in savings and you're still waking up at 2 a.m. because you don't feel like that's enough, then let's start adding in. Let's figure out what your comfort level is. In different circumstances, it might be a different dollar amount, and it's yours. So it's whatever you want it to be. All right, Hall. Next up, what about percentages? When we think about, is there a percentage that we should be encouraging people to put away
Yeah, and we want to
in savings?
define
Yeah,
right here, this we are talking about savings.
right.
That's not retirement. So retirement is a whole nother section. We'll have another video on that down the road. But for right now, we just want to talk specifically about savings. And this is also a very personal question, and it boils down to your personal situation, knowing your budget and what you're saving towards. If you're currently working to get out of debt, we're going to encourage you 15% might be great, but if you can do 20, 30, 40%, whatever your budget allows for, work towards that to get out of that debt as quickly as possible. And then let your goals define what your overall savings amount is that's in conjunction with your budget. If you don't know those two things, you're going to have no target to shoot for, and you're just going to be wondering where your money went at the end of the month.
And if you've been doing nothing, then 5%, 1% going
Mhm.
into savings that you do consistently. So I think the percentage is important, but the consistency is even more important. The last question we've got, and I'll jump on this and then get you to help me out, is what do I do? What do I do if, okay, I've started saving, I'm really gotten good at it, but now emergencies keep chipping away at it. What do I do? Man, welcome to the club. I think that's happened for all of us. When we've decided, okay, I'm going to get a bunch of money in savings, then I have a flat tire, or there's an ice storm, for example, etc. And, I totally empathize, but that's why you want savings. And look at where you are now. Last time there was an emergency and you didn't have savings, guess what? You had to get into debt to cover it. And this time you've got that emergency fund, and that's what it's there for. But it can be discouraging. Anything to add to that, Hall?
Yeah, I would just say one, be extremely proud of yourself that
Yeah.
you have that emergency fund. And if you don't have it fully funded yet, you got to dip into some debt, just pay it off as soon as you can, just like you have done before. And then just know, hey, moving forward, we're just going to immediately build this emergency fund right back up to where it was. So, because life is bound to happen again and again. And just making sure that you're always keeping yourself out of debt. So you're not letting that money work for someone else. you're getting that emergency fund right to where it needs to be, and then you're putting your money to work for you down the line as well. And we'll jump into that more so down the road. Again, this month is on the topic of savings, so Nancy will be your guide through these topics. But thanks again for tuning in with us, and you'll see us on Thursday.